For those of you who don't know, I'm part of the Symphony Silicon Valley Chorale, and we just had a concert, or a series of the same concert, with Joe Hisaishi as our conductor, and with his daughter Mai as one of our soloists. It's pretty much a slightly altered version of the 25th anniversary concert that he did in Japan. So this video is about that experience of singing with Joe and just all the things. About half our choir was basically replaced by people who newly auditioned, so it was definitely an experience to just kind of get everyone up to speed. And then our orchestra rehearsals, that happened all throughout the week before the concerts, which started on Friday and ended on Memorial Day, Monday, which is today when I'm filming this because I'm still in my concert clothes and it is like 90 degrees, so I'm gonna go change, but you can go into the past. Woo!
A marching band in the audience.
There's two girls that came yesterday.
Yeah. Well, we should get a little bit more space today.
Right.
We don't have nearly as many kids.
Yeah. We have less children.
Sing your parts.
So we just finished our last performance. You can see people leaving out over there. I'm standing by the ramp that goes down to the stage door. This was a really amazing experience. All 5 concerts sold out. So I got no Memorial Day weekend break thing, but it's worth it. It was amazing. The audiences were like consistently really great, and then almost every concert we changed something with the choir, just people doubling other parts because they weren't being heard. So every concert got better than the previous one, and that was great. I'm home now and I am really tired, but there were some things that I didn't talk about earlier that I would like to share with you. So we did 5 concerts in 4 days. Each of them was 2 hours long. We had about 300 musicians, including the orchestra, my choir, and the children's choir, as well as the marching band. and all that together we did music from 10 different movies, and Joe Hisaishi played a lot of piano and also conducted us, and he was a joy to work with, honestly. Like, when he was happy with something, he showed it really well, and his smile was very, very adorable. He's also very dedicated to his music in the sense that if you're doing something wrong, he'll let you know. He's very, like, strict in a friendly way, if that makes any sense. And the kind of childish joy in his music really comes through in his conducting as well. He conducts very much like a composer conducts. Just like when he's happy with everything, he kind of dances to it. And if there's something wrong, like even a little bit off, he'll kind of stare at you and conduct at you until you get it right. So I really liked that. He's also just such a star, and after the Sunday night performance, they were trying to leave, and our chorale manager was being their driver, and this is someone that I've known since high school, so he was trying to back his car into the place and just kind of failing at it. To get to stage door, it goes down a ramp that is curly, and I happened to be there and I was just watching him, hoping nothing horrible happened. But when Joe came out of the building, a bunch of the audience people just kind of flooded towards us. And it was really scary. If I had had some kind of experience with crowd control, I would have tried to help, but as it was, I just kind of went in the opposite direction. And I was just kind of by the door watching as his people hurried him into the car, and they tried to drive away very slowly because there were just people everywhere. I get that, like, his music means a lot to people and that it's like their lifelong dream to meet him and all that. But I feel like people should realize that if you're rushing at a person, they're not gonna give anything to you, and there really isn't any point in doing that. It's the cost of stardom, I guess. So throughout the time, I've been trying to get a hold of Mai somehow, who's his daughter, like, just to tell her that I really loved her voice in... I didn't know the air conditioning was here, hold on. Okay, let's continue in this place that has worse lighting. Yeah, so throughout this weekend, I've been kind of trying to get a hold of Mai in some way, just to tell her that I, like, her voice in Deathly Hallows Part 2 was just so... it made me cry so much. If you didn't know, she is the singer who did the kind of opening theme to that movie, and it's just, it's so gorgeous, and there's so many, like, layers to her voice in the sense that, like, when you listen to it, you can kind of feel all of the feelings that come along with this movie. Like, it's the end of everything and this entire era. I just really appreciated it, and it was really... like, her voice there was the moment that I realized, like, hey, there's something I want to aspire to, and it's this. Because before that, I'd never really thought about my singing. Just kind of inched along in my children's choir through all those years. The movie also came at a time when I was, like, a teen and starting to come into, like, oh, I should think about, like, my life and what I want to be doing. Like, do I want to be doing music? Yes, I do. Just that kind of stuff. And I was hoping to get her to sign something, but today I ended up writing a letter and giving it to their, I guess, the head of Japanese production team. And she said that she would give the letter to her for me. So I am at peace. I've been wearing my Totoro pin just because, yeah. Oh, and another thing I wanted to note about our audience, Friday night's audience was kind of uniquely excited and almost gullible in terms of not expecting the encores and not being in their element inside the theater in a way. and getting confused about things like when lights turned on, which was partly a logistical problem. And that's when people were getting slightly trampled by the marching band. And then Monday's audience really was also just incredible. All of our audiences were the most excited I've ever seen any audience, and the full house really helped that. But people were standing and they would sit down during the encores and then immediately stand back up, and it was just such a joy to be in that position, to see them and to like feel the waves of enthusiasm just kind of crashing over us. So yeah, this was a really wonderful experience. It's quite a unique experience to have, so I hope you got something out of this conversation.